Spark is designed to bring accomplished social practice artists to Keene to work with and within the community to create experiences for engaged participation, reflection, and the making of art. It is understood that the nature of social practice art is that a process will develop and that we will have patience to allow that process and outcomes to develop as needed. The residency worked with community members to develop a reenactment. What was to be reenacted was dinner, which had been a hellish experience for artist Roz Cruz as a child, was to be undertaken as a site where support and encouragement were relentlessly offered to the participants by the participants, an event more than a performance.
I can feel very discouraged, very pointless. You guys, we don't know each other that well, but there's times when I just find it very hard to, get going. And so nice to have you all here tonight.
Well, the only way we can get to know each other better is if we do this sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of close
I went down into this deep hole of just pessimism. And I remembered the other day that one of the things that really helped me a lot was friends and you guys.
Welcome everybody, and thank you for being here. Everybody got a seat if they want one? This is great. And I will say I have a particular brand of social practice art. Social practice art is a huge landscape of so many things happening. My particular interests are working with people in thinking about pedagogy, like how do we learn new things, how do we do things together, and I'm not necessarily trying to make big scale social change. I think about social change on a little tiny baby scale. So I interviewed about 20 people about their accomplishments and then distilled that into this about 20 accomplishments that the people in the room who are currently the performers could choose from. And it's
The second residency was a collaboration with Monadnock Family Services. Phil Wysick, the director, wanted to work to create a children's waiting room that would bring light and hope to the MFS clients.
I have a project that's based on water somehow, how water connects us, how water can be healing, how we're all made of water, and we want the building to have a water theme in the waiting room. Phil has an amazing vision that he's enacting about just like holistic healthcare and mental health care, and that everything can be healing. Able to come together. So I think the people in Keene are really special too. And trust. I think a big part of social practice is trust. Trust the process, trust the people.
The artist worked for 3 months with a group of children thinking about water, and they gathered and painted sticks from the Ashwillet River. With the sticks, they built a large whale to suspend in the waiting room. The 2024 residency took place at Covenant Living of Keene. Covenant Living is a senior living community that is, by mission, devoted to providing a vital community experience. The project began to take shape as a sort of archive of hands, objects, and stories. Not only can aging be easily seen in hands, but hands carry changing meanings throughout a lifetime, and these meanings become a thread through each story shared. Along with hands, personal objects were a main focus, portraying aspects of the lives residents had lived before moving to Covenant. 2025 Spark Residency took place based at the Colonial Theatre in Keene. Kai Grant was the fourth resident artist to come to Keene. They came from Portland, Oregon, and created a performative participatory event for the people of our community titled Club Alive. Kai began work by meeting everyone in Keene who might have an interest in performing and looking to find what Keene seems to be about.
Today marks my 31st day in Keene. And what a 31 days it's been. When I arrived here as the social practice artist in residence of Keene, I knew I wanted to make a show with people who lived here, worked here, or had a meaningful connection here.
But moving towards telling a story about us as a community, who we are, what we do, what types of small communities within community there are, what storytellers, what poets, what songsters, what performers, all the time keeping the eye on what is the story here. Donlin Foreman was a principal dancer with Martha Graham. He's now retired and living in Harrisville, New Hampshire. We asked him to be a part of this event. It was very hard for him. He hadn't performed in 20 years. If I sit back and we allow it to unfold, something interesting will happen. I've talked a lot to you about the idea of bringing a mirror to us, that you're from outside of Keene. Come to Keene and bring a mirror and show us something about ourselves.